We have a new official Marvel Tōkon guide, and now it is for Ghost Rider. I love this character. I played him during the betas. He's really fun and relatively simple. It's just that you need some optimization, so we're gonna talk about that in this video, you know, and break down his playstyle and moveset in detail. So the colors, let's take a look at them. He has the blue. So he has a Fantastic Four color. Are we acknowledging that the new Fantastic Four are in the game, like Ghost Rider, Spider-Man, Hulk, and Wolverine? Because Spider-Man also has one of these. That's actually pretty cool. And the other ones look kind of like standard. I like the black one and the blue one the most, but he has pretty decent colors. Let's look at the normals. So that's one thing that makes Ghost Rider shine, okay? He has very big normals. It is kind of like the thing that makes the character unique. That, for example, down M is crazy. Yeah, the light attacks in particular are similar to the one that Star-Lord has. Like he has this forward punches light, then a pretty decent crouching attack as well for a low, decent range, and then in the air just for the air-to-air, right? Then this is where you start to see crazy things. For example, that down M, the stand M is decent, but other characters have a better one, I would say. But this one, this could easily be one of the best lows in the game because this is indeed a low and it is a medium, so it's not that slow on startup, and it is all this range, like half of the screen or something like that, at least when you are like in the mid-range. So really strong low. It is one of the things that makes Ghost Rider good, that he has gigantic normals, right? All the heavy attacks that you're seeing right now are super big. So if you want to play a character that has really big, just normal attacks, this character is for you. Just take a look at the stand H, man. Like, the range is ridiculous on the stand heavy. Look at that. It is so big. And you can probably get combos from this, like if you call the right assist. So if you want that big boy normals, you gotta play Ghost Rider. He's really fun. He's kind of like the long range or mid-range character in the game. It's the only one until now that has such big normals. Then just the auto combos, the standard stuff, nothing too crazy. Then we're going to talk about the Vengeance Gauge. Okay, so this is the thing that makes Ghost Rider a bit, I would say, scary for maybe newer players, because even though his moveset is quite simple, he does have a meter, like a unique meter for him, that when it goes all the way up, he's unable to play the game, essentially. He gets burned out and it's like on the floor. So it is a situation in which you're going to be in a lot of recovery and people can punish you. So you need to manage your meter. And the way that you do it is that when you do some attacks, the meter goes up and it actually buffs your special moves. Like if the meter goes up and you're on zone 2 or close to getting burned out, the special moves, some of them are bigger, they do more damage, they have more hits, right? Just like you see right there. For example, from 2 hits to 4, then from 2 to 5. So there is like buff versions of his fire special moves, some of them. But at the same time, if you go too crazy, you're going to get burned out. And the thing is that there are other attacks that actually allow you to make the meter go down. You have this one, the like sequences of chain attacks actually makes the meter go down. And then also you have the attack in which he does that like a style of, it's kind of like a DP, almost like a DP animation, but it's not really a DP. And he covers himself with fire and the meter goes down as well. So you need to balance the usage of the fire breath and also all the attacks with the chain that use fire with the other ones that are like only the chains, right? And then the like fire around you attack to essentially get the overheat situation to the lowest, you know, amount of times in a fight. Because if not, you're gonna get this right here, in which you go into overheat and the characters on the floor right there are like, oh no, and then people can just hit you for free. So really important to understand all the overheat and Vengeance Gauge mechanic. Then we have this. This is mostly for combos. Like in my experience with this character, you're mostly going to use this for combo routing. And for some block strings, you, for example, do this and then a special move because it is a special cancelable. And then you call on assist to extend your pressure. You're probably not going to use this for anything else because it doesn't have any mix-up really opportunity or anything crazy. So it is mostly to manage the Vengeance Gauge and to do strings and combos. The same for that thing, like this move is also just to make the Vengeance Gauge go down. It also gets a buff when it is close to the red zone, so it can be a better move, but you also use it to manage like the burnout. Then this one, this attack is actually one that makes the Vengeance Gauge go up, and it gets better if you have, like for example, zone 2 or zone 3. It gets like bigger, it has more hits, And this move, you're also going to use it mostly for combos. Sometimes also when you jump in, you can do like a delay with it, like that, and get like a cheeky mix-up, but I don't even know if it is an overhead. It is probably going to be a mid attack anyway, so it is mostly to maybe catch people up, trying to mash a button or something like that. You're still going to use this move probably most of the time for combos and just block strings, and that's it. This character doesn't have that many special moves that make sense to use for mix-up. Like, a lot of them are just to run your block strings, make people block, and then just keep the pressure going with assists. You also have a command grab, like you're seeing right now. The thing with the command grab is that it is just a straight hit. I think that there is no way of getting full combos with this command grab. So what you're going to do most of the time is just try to get to like zone 2 and give the command grab more range, because it gets bigger. You get like a dash if you're on zone 2 before you do the command grab. And it's going to help you to open people up on defense that are just blocking too much. Really like straightforward command grab usage. And like you're seeing right there, when you have zone 2, the character does a dash and the command grab, so it gets more range. So when you are kind of like on zone 2, you need to start thinking about using the command grab more, because it's a much better move. Then we get to this one. This attack is actually like the mix-up attack the Ghost Rider has. If you just do the regular like version and no follow-up, it's just a combo fodder move. You can use it in the air also to do, for example, wall sticks, and then you extend your combo by yourself. If you use the EX version, I think it also works to extend combos, and it causes wall breaks as well, like wall transitions. But the thing is that, if I'm not wrong, this same move, the quarter circle back and light, medium, or heavy, has a follow-up. And the follow-ups allow you to mix people up. And this move, of course, also makes the gauge go up, because it is chain with fire. All the attacks, I think, that are chain attacks with fire and make the vengeance gauge go up. So it's just that, right? They should show the follow-ups now. Yeah. So essentially, when you do this move, you can then press, for example, forward medium, forward light, forward heavy as well, I think, and it gives you follow-ups. So this is going to be like the mix-up tool that this character has. If you actually use different mix-ups, or like follow-ups, sorry, it gives you the opportunity to do high-low, because, for example, one of the attacks, that light attack, is just a mid, if I'm not mistaken, and you can do also like a dash after and cancel it. And if people are really like sleeping, you know, and you get the dash for free, then you, for example, grab them or just keep the pressure going. You can also do that into a medium, and it is a low attack. So you're gonna, you know, open people up if they're actually waiting for an overhead. And then if you do heavy, he does like dash into an overhead attack. So the character has the light version to do a feint, the medium version to do a low, and then the heavy version to do an overhead. It is kind of like the only mix-up tool that this character has, because obviously, like, the focus of Ghost Rider is the mid-range, or the giant attacks and normals. So this is going to be like one of the few ways in which you can open people up, consistently, and it's going to help you to run your offense, and it can give you full combos if you have the vengeance gauge up. Then you have this. I remember this attack as well. So this essentially is like a projectile, and a lot of people, including myself, were also using this attack for setups in Oki, or when people wake up. So for example, people would wake up on defense, right, after a combo, and you would put this under them in the corner, and it would hit them like either by the end of the left side if they roll, and if they stay in place, you just get like free pressure. So this is going to be like the Oki setup that Ghost Rider is going to use a lot of the time. Just put the Hell Scorcher down, and people have to eat the pressure. And also sometimes you can use it in neutral, because if you use the heavy version, it is actually like long range. It has a decent range, so you can indeed use it for zoning or just to contest the neutral. Then the assist, okay, the unique assist is pretty good, actually. The fact that Ghost Rider has access to the Scorch as a unique is good. The regular one is kind of bad. I think that if this is an overhead, because I don't know if it is an overhead, it doesn't look like one. I think that this attack is just a mid. And if it is just a mid, it's nothing special as an assist. I'm going to be completely honest. Super like just a standard. Then he has this, and that is not even a good DP. It is more like an air-to-air assist, and a lot of other characters that have a real DP in their assist, or at least like a real anti-air. So it might be better if you want a good anti-air assist to put somebody else there. And then in the unique, that one is pretty good. I think that if you want to play Ghost Rider as one of your assists, put him in the unique, because the Scorch in the ground can actually be a really good assist if you use it well. The other ones are kind of mediocre. And then that one in the air, also just a standard, to be honest, nothing too crazy. So Ghost Rider doesn't shine that much for his assists. I would say that a lot of the time you are going to use him mostly as your point character, you know, as the one that you control at the start. Then what does he get from the level 3? I don't remember what is like the buff that he gets, because I think that most of the characters get some sort of install or buff after the level 3. But for him, maybe he just doesn't get anything. Like, yeah, I don't think he gets any sort of buff, actually. And I don't think also that it helps him to recover Vengeance Gauge. So it's just a standard, you know, thing. Okay. Okay, nice. Wait, that is new. We didn't do that in the last beta. Let's take a look at that combo again. Wait. Let me... Wait, it's crazy. So he does down M into immediately quarter circle back heavy. Or, sorry, quarter circle back medium. And he has like a high Vengeance Gauge because it has multiple hits and more fire. Then he does dash, like he cancels that into light, into forward light to get the dash from the special move. And he does the DP, like surrounding fire attack. And since he is like probably on level 2 or almost burnout with the Vengeance Gauge, he gets an extension from this. And then he does like stand M, stand heavy, and just does a regular combo with normals. But then that by the end, I don't think I saw anyone doing that in the betas. Because he does Fire Breath, and that is not EX. That is just a regular version of Fire Breath, but maybe he's already in the 3rd zone of the Vengeance Gauge. And that's why a Storm actually, like, is still in a juggle state. Like, it causes a ground bounce, and he keeps the combo going. So that's, you know, an example of a combo with Ghost Rider using, like, all your resources with the Vengeance Gauge. This is more closer to what I was doing in the betas. Yeah, much more closer. Because this has more optimization with the Vengeance Gauge. He does like 2M into stand heavy. He calls an assist and then does the chains, which gives you a lot of Vengeance Gauge back. And then he does the chains into EX Fire Breath to do an extension and then recover some of the Vengeance Gauge up to get more damage. And then he can extend it because it is an EX special move. It is an enhanced special move, which a lot of the time gives you a combo extension. Then just keeps the combo with normals. Does the chain in the air again, which again recovers the gauge, and then the quarter circle back ender to get the wall splat or the wall transition. Okay, and tier 2H from a zoning kind of like interaction, and then a lot of normals into EX Fire Breath in the air. Ooh, okay, that was actually really cool. Then loops, yeah, I was doing those loops as well in the beta. Let's take a look at that again. So he has, you know, a neutral interaction throw into putting the fire in the ground. Captain America tries to jump in on him, and he has time to do 2H, which is the universal anti-air. And then he has like just, I think, stand medium, stand heavy, jump, stand medium, stand heavy, down heavy to keep the combo going, which is a unique interaction that you can do after you anti-air with 2H. And then again, just more stuff, and then he does EX Fire Breath in the air and extends the combo with a Deadpool assist that actually has a ton of hit stun because he has time to put the fire in the ground and then do chain into assist, chain into level 3. You can also do chain into Fire Breath and then call the assist. This could have been like a more damaging combo. So yeah, I think that Ghost Rider is the perfect character if you want a big bottom character. You know, you're really centered in just trying to play the mid-range. You love your big normals, play Ghost Rider. And also the character is really fun. Like I feel like Ghost Rider is actually really good for beginners if you don't get too stressed with the Vengeance Gauge and all the meter mechanic that he has. If you're able to deal with that and don't get too overwhelmed by it, it is a pretty good character for beginners because his game plan is really easy. Like, this is a character that is essentially just trying to constantly play the mid-range. Then when he gets on top of you, he just makes you guess with the quarter circle back special move into command dash or into low into overhead. That is kind of like the entire identity of the character. He's quite simple. So if you want to play Ghost Rider and you're new, I'd recommend him, actually, but try to understand the Vengeance Gauge mechanic at least, you know, a little bit. So thank you for watching. I'm going to keep, you know, doing more breakdowns like this. And like and subscribe if you enjoy content from Marvel Tōkon. See you on the next one. Take care.